And we are live, and how is everybody? Maybe I'll just appear for just a moment. Are live, and how is everybody? Oops. For just a moment.
Oops, that's me. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. So how is everybody this Tuesday evening or afternoon, wherever you are? Oops.
That was me getting the notification that you were live.
Oh, interesting.
So I actually got the notification.
Cool. How is everyone this evening? Maybe we can just go on into our intros while I have my camera on. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and sorry for all the glare on my glasses. Anyway, I am a writer, editor, and artist, and as a writer, I have done many things, but one of my works in progress is a young adult fantasy, and as an editor, I am a freelance line editor, copy editor, and proofreader, specializing in working with independent authors as well as small publishers. And as an artist, I basically am a watercolorist, and I am a crafter, and I have an Etsy shop where I sell. What's that?
Poinsettia fairies.
Poinsettia fairies. Where I sell arts and crafts for writers and lovers of fantasy. And yes, there are fairies involved and mermaids and etc. Also, I love vintage typewriters, so I have incorporated that into some of those items. And yeah, okay, I think I'm done. Who would like to go next?
Oh, fine. You twisted my arm. Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie. I don't like talking about myself at all. I'm only doing Vlogmas right now because, I'm wanting to see how long it takes for you all to get tired of the sound of my voice. And so far, it hasn't happened yet. And I'm really quite surprised about that. But I'm trying very, very hard. I'm actually going to be working on my next video today, which is about compassion because it's something that the community is lacking at times. I also stream on my channel every Wednesday and Friday, starting at 5 p.m. And I'm really putting out the last call for the next season of my podcast. If there's any specific topic about writing or world building that you would like me to discuss, make sure that you get it to me soon. So when I start recording, it's on the list. Thank you.
I'm Kat.
Awesome.
I'm Kat. I'm here. I do streams to Twitch. For as long as I'm awake on Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. Sometimes I'm not awake for the streams. And then I also do random Stardew Valley and PS4 streams. That's it.
And you just made affiliate on Twitch, which is awesome.
I did make affiliate.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
So I can make a tiny amount of money there.
And now it's time for everybody to do what I'm going to be doing and give her your Prime subscription and start pressuring for those awesome emotes. We need the emotes, Kat. We need the emotes.
Figure out how to do it first. Also, Heather, I think you might be sharing, somehow you might be giving the audio that we are saying, but not clearly.
I'm wondering if echo cancellation got turned off.
Oh,
Because if you look under your cam mic settings, one of the checkboxes that should be
yeah,
checked
under audio.
for cancellation, that gets turned off sometimes. And
So it should everything be should be on default.
Yeah.
Everything's on default on my end.
there should just be a
Echo
checkbox.
cancellation is on.
Okay.
Echo cancellation is checked.
Okay.
Stereo audio is not. Should I click on stereo audio?
If you have a stereo mic, but I doubt you have a stereo mic. It doesn't even look.
I have no idea on this one.
I don't think you do.
Probably not. Yeah. All I know is this laptop is approximately maybe about 3 years old. It was recently gifted to me, so this is new to me. No, anyway, yeah, everything must be all right, I guess. Okay. Anyway, how are you doing, Nikki? And how are you doing, CB? Yeah, I'm sorry about your iPad. I know you'd mentioned that, when was that? This morning? Somewhere? On somebody's stream? So, let's see here.
I'm so excited.
I'll look at a couple of comments. What did you say?
I said I'm really excited for CB getting a new laptop. Like that's the dream right now. Like one day I will have a new laptop. Not that I don't like you. Please keep working. But I feel like I'm bribing this one to keep doing things.
Okay, well, I'm glad if you're able to fix it. Yeah, there were some things going on. I was having some internet issues as well. So what was that about? The never. But anyway,
I believe that was the get tired of the sound of my voice. I believe that's when that popped in. When I said I was trying to see how fast people get tired of the sound of my voice.
Let's see. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to say before we really get into it and start with sprinting? Did we cover everything?
I'm hoping to get to the point where I'm actually writing today, but I'm at least going to get this video edited.
Yeah. There you go.
It's going to feel so weird and also such a relief once Vlogmas is over. It's going to be like the end of Nano. It's going to be like, I did a thing. What do I do now?
I'm gonna laugh if you accidentally go past it.
That's what the hubby keeps asking. He's just like, what happens if you just get in the habit of doing daily videos and you just don't stop? And I'm just like, don't say that. No, don't make a joke.
I know there's lots of people that end up doing just that, and they end up, they don't always do, they sometimes take days off or a couple of days off, but I know that there's people who do that, who do end up doing that. And then, it just depends on a lot of things.
It depends on how much like
I
Council
don't
of
know if
Geeks
I
and
ever will.
eventually become. Because
Yeah. Okay. Well, for just in case, I wonder if somebody would, or I also have my phone with me.
I can do the camera on the phone like I do on my stream.
That would be
Or if you
fun.
want me to share, I can try to share.
Sure.
Here, let me see if I can actually share. When I'm not the one streaming, will you work? Where are you at, little Google timer? I know you're there. I have too many tabs open. Oh wait, no, it's not. One moment. You can't share a timer tab when you don't have a timer tab open. Just like little pro tip there.
That would make sense.
Because it wasn't working, I closed it.
Yeah. But I do, oh, I see it. I do agree with Nikki. We think you have a great voice. There we go. Okay.
So, how long did you want to do for the first? 15, 20,
well,
50,
let's
1,000?
start with 15 or 20. 15 would be fine.
I just did it because that's what I heard. I'm very suggestible today, which is problematic.
I understand. Okay. I was just reading CB's interesting little story about playing Nintendo. That's cute. All right. Very cute. Okay.
Yes, Nikki. Every now and then I get possessed by the spirit of Devin.
Yeah.
Deny it.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, I haven't seen Devin for a little moment there.
I like the really long sprints too. So, spirit of Devin compels me.
Maybe later. Maybe the next one. All right. Hey, Charlie, you seem to be in a really good mood. Would you like to count us down?
Oh, facade. That's me doing my little depression dance. Anyway, yeah. Make sure that y'all are hydrating. I have the world's worst tea. It's Mandarin orange spice, and it has way too much chicory in it, and it tastes like somebody put coffee in it. And I'm not a fan, but I'm going to drink it because wasting is bad. This is what I'm telling myself.
Chug it. Chug it so you don't have to deal with it for too long.
This is true. That's probably what's going to happen. Make sure that you're saving your documents. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Do the posture checks. I'm really bad at this. Do the posture checks. Don't have a hunch. That's not where ideas come from. At least I don't think so. Maybe I'm storing them in mine, and that's why I'm having a hard time writing. I don't know. But we're going to do the sprint. We're going to get started in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay.
How,
Yeah, I started to say that too.
how in the good golly was that 15 minutes?
No idea.
Heard that much. Me on paper. I wrote that much. And I got water.
Let's see.
Because my cup was empty.
Take that off. Move that. There we go.
I got a total of like 50 seconds of video edited somehow. Just 50 seconds of video edited in 15 minutes. How? No. This is not the pace I'm going to go.
I can relate though.
And I did pick out a backing track, which will hopefully not be a thing much longer once I get my new one made.
I was working on a card layout using a handmade card that I didn't come out right, but I'm using it for laying out the card anyway. Figuring out a design because I'd cut a piece of paper a little shorter than I planned on. So, I mean, the color looks great, but it's just kind of, it's not big enough. And I don't think that would look good for a sentiment there. Although I suppose I could do that, but I don't know. It's this mermaid here with the kind of a tealish one.
I love her.
I love her. I like how her hair turned out. But so I'm still working on that. That I've worked on off and on before, but well, you know, it's a thing. Art takes a lot longer than other things with me. That's okay.
Just wait. I need to start practicing my chibis because I want to start trying chibis again. So I'm going to start making chibis of like everybody I know. So be warned.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Here's the that little story from CB, but I might go ahead and put my avatar back on just in case, whatever. Let's see. She says, I spent most of last night playing Nintendo Switch. Where is it? Here it is. And one of the races I was playing Mario Kart 8, I threw a bomb and it hit a toad and the toad exploded. Boop. Pop. Or kaboom. That's funny.
I'm just saying, Scott Pilgrim ruined the word bomb for me forever in like the best possible way. I like that movie a little too much.
Which movie again?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, you know, I finally saw that about a year ago with my husband, and he was like, well, that was weird, but it was interesting. It was good, but it was just weird. I said, yeah.
That's what I like about it. I like that it just like fully leans in on exactly how strange it is. And the cast is really good.
Yes. And everybody nailed it in that awkward stage in the 80s. Oh my God.
And Brandon Ross for vegan is one of the greatest things ever. And Chris Evans is so amazingly funny. Can you talk to me about watching the movie initially?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
I watch it too much.
Writing group homework. That sounds fun. Yeah, me too. I need to do that pretty soon. 276 words. Tony cuts a Ric Flair promo and a Vince McMahon promo.
I haven't thought about
in which,
in forever.
jumped a bit, in which he fires everyone. I couldn't find it. Okay, and looks like Nikki did some editing of chapters she'd already written early today. Oh, I ended up losing words.
I need to gain words in my edits. But then again, I'm very like matter of fact in my first draft. Like second draft is when like what everything looks like comes into being. It's like a bunch of people on an undressed stage in the first drafts of my stories a lot of the time.
Let's see. The Ric Flair promo is the infamous one from 1985, the limousine riding, jet flying one.
I remember that. Oh my goodness. Not like verbatim, like I couldn't like recite it to you, but I remember that.
Okay, so this is supposed to be when Tony's a teenager and all that jazz in the which movie would that be? Yeah, I haven't seen that particular one as much as some other movies, so I don't really hear an echo. I don't think.
Echo. It's coming from Heather, but we can't figure out how to stop it. It's just being stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just Triggered being goofy.
It's just Triggered.
Okay. I can barely hear it.
The only reason I can tell it's coming from you is because when I did that, your thing went boom.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I go like this sometimes when I'm trying to figure out where audio is coming from, because that little bouncy ball.
Yeah, it really helps.
Plus, I like that picture of me better than my own face, even though it is my own face.
Oh, I know what you mean. This picture of me was taken by a professional photographer friend, writer, photographer. She does a lot of things, but publisher. Yeah, there's a lot of light involved. Light is good when you're older. You discover how good that is.
That's the exciting thing about the new camera. It's got a ring light.
Brighten the image and stuff. She put like a rose-colored filter on it or something.
Which hopefully will work better than this one. This one doesn't work.
It's pretty flattering.
I like that picture a lot.
It's 2 years old. This picture of me is 2 years old. It was in September.
It's a good picture. I like it.
I kind of want an updated picture, but I don't know. I would have to do it, probably.
See, that's the problem with the selfie project that I've been doing, is I really like quite a few of them, and like the one that I did last night, like I kind of want that to be my new. Oh well, it won't show. You know, it's on my Insta because I really like.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I really like the way it came out last night. Like the crackle fire on my face looks really good. So if my icon changes on everything, y'all know why.
But anyway, I usually end up talking about my art on my streams, but I don't really, I don't usually talk about a whole lot much else. But doing the few Vlogmas episodes that I've done, it did kind of reignite that some plans that I have made for myself. I do want to I do want to work on and I have been working on here and there some content that's coming for those who are starting to edit now, and and things like that, because I want to I would like to promote the editing side of what I do. So that does look really cool, Charlie.
Yeah, I really that might be my new face.
Ooh.
I
Wow,
really
that's neat. So yeah, so the stuff that is coming would have to do with writing mechanics like grammar and punctuation. I know people can be curious about it, but some people are like, I try to avoid it at all costs. So which is understandable, because there are so many aspects of the English language that are extremely confusing.
I will just say, write as clean as you can, especially if you think you're going to have to hire an editor. A lot of editors will actually prorate if they don't have anything to do. Like if all they end up having to do is read your work because you've got your grammar down and your spelling down, a lot of editors will actually prorate because they're like, oh crap, there's nothing for me to do. Like I just have to read your book. So
well, and then that's when all you really need is a proofread, because if you do have all that down, then you don't need a copy edit, and that's a whole other thing than what proofreading is. Proofreading is the last step before you hit publish. So yeah.
And proofreading is obnoxious, especially for anybody who's never published through Kindle before. The file that you create is not the one that gets served. So you actually have to upload it to them and then re-download it, because they will convert the file. And their conversion can introduce errors that are not in the file that you made. And then you have to figure out how to basically mess up your file so that when they convert it, it actually works, which is annoying. Use the file I give you.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so there are very various issues. But I know that a lot of people have who are independent authors. I know a lot of times people can't pay for an editor, but I understand that completely. But it's kind to, some people say that that's something you need to budget for, and then others, there are editors of various backgrounds, of various experiences. I can't talk right now. And because of that, there are varying degrees of prices. And so, there's that too. And I think that for the editors with more experience, they are going to do things like they will have payment plans and things like that. And, you know, I have, to be perfectly honest, I've done that before, where I'll take like a 25% quote deposit and then work things out with an author. So,
because I will say it is very important to have as clean a manuscript go out as possible.
yes,
And
because
if you are not an artist, use Canva or something else that will help you make a royalty-free cover, because people will judge. I know we say don't judge a book by its cover, but people do.
Yes. And what was I going to say? Basically, I was thinking about Lauren Sevier's cover. Oh man, that was beautiful. And she paid somebody to do it, but it looked like something that you would find in a bookstore.
Yep.
So, there's that. But there's a wide variety of presentations. Is that a good word to use?
Mm-hmm.
In independent publishing in general.
Yep.
In general. There's a wide variety of quality and whatever.
But it is surprising and a little upsetting what things you will be judged on, and it's always the thing. And if you think that you can skimp on something, talk to somebody who has been down that road before, because
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And if there is an appealing cover, a lot of people will pick it up. In a matter of speaking, there's that.
Especially nowadays, because that's the first impression that your book has is its cover. And if your cover's not interesting enough for them to stop and pick it and click into it, it's not going to sell. They're not going to read it.
Exactly.
It's a horrible thing to realize. You don't want to feel trapped in that, oh man, I gotta,
right. But there are, I mean, I have also heard about people who do cover art that do, not only do they do cover art that's, customized and all of that, there's also these, what do you call it? I can't think of the term, where it's ready to go. All you got to all you have to do is fill in the text and stuff.
Yep.
I just can't think of the term right now. And some very professional, I've seen some very professional looking cover art in that way, that was done in that way. I just can't think of the term right now. There's quite the varying degrees of all the things.
That's one of the reasons why I said, though, if you can't afford an artist to do your cover, at least with something like a Canva or something like that lets you have access to their stock photography. Like, your cover may not be the most original looking thing that's out there, but it needs to look good.
It needs to be clean and have a cleanness to it.
It needs to be organized. Speaking of clean, my background. Stop him. Oh, that looks awful. But yeah, and this is it's a big discussion, It is it's a large topic, and
And yeah, once you get to the point of actually trying to sell these things, like as somebody who's been doing it for way too long, I am wanting to, like, as I'm moving closer to actually marketing my stuff again, I'm going to be doing a lot more, like, not necessarily tutorials, but like vlog kind of things of like, here I am in the process, here's me doing this, here's how to do this, here's, going forward that way, kind of taking people on the journey with me, because there's so many things that you need to think about that don't make sense and seem like, oh, that's like a waste of time that you need to be doing along the way. So
yeah. Yep.
And always remember, it's about your priorities as a writer, because if you are not doing it for money, like if you don't want, like if you're just doing it because you want people to read it and you're putting it online, that's a whole other ballgame. But if you're wanting to make a living, if that's your goal, yeah, we've got some conversations we need to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappear. By the way,
okay.
My roommate just got home and she wants me to walk with her to get the mail and go to the gas station, but that's like 20 minutes, so I'm staying on screen. I'm just walking away.
All right. That's fine.
But I didn't want to disappear without you knowing.
Okay.
I'm glad that you're going together. Please be safe.
Yes. I found out some more information about that, and I will message you.
Okay. So, Nikki, to answer your question, have I ever had a fangirl? Yes. Yes. I actually have a couple of them, and which is weird because I'm not like a really big writer, but there are certain conventions that I'm always at. So I'm much better known at those conventions than I am in the general population because I'm there selling my books.
Right.
And doing panels and whatnot. And yeah, it's a bizarre experience. One of whom, because remember, I've been doing this for 15 years now, one of whom has been kind of very fangirly with a lot of my stuff long enough that I've got to watch her kids grow up.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, her let's see, her kids now, what, 12? And that is an even more bizarre thing is every time I see her, she asks if I have a new book out. We talk, like she goes back over the books that she's read that she likes, what she liked about them, what she hopes I do in sequels going forward. And now I have the kid showing up and doing the same thing, which is just bizarre to be like, oh crap, I'm old enough that this is generational now.
When I started attending my local con here, Necronomicon Tampa, let's see, after a couple of years, I had a friend who would say, because I would talk about my son, so he would say, oh, I really want to meet your son. I really want to meet your son. Okay. So I started, bringing him, and, he's, my kid gets famous wherever he goes, but anyway, and so he'd almost become a regular, because, oh, here's Heather's son. And, and just watching him get taller and taller, everybody would, make comments. It was very nice. Everybody was very, very nice there.
Because, even in the like modestly sized fandom that I have, like one of the things I will say is care a lot more about the quality of work that you're doing than you do about any of those other things. Because like I have this one person who, when I was going through my worst depression, would come up to me at the convention and ask if I had a new book out, and I would say no, and she would hand me a $20 bill and say, that's a down payment on future stories.
Oh my goodness.
And she wouldn't let me say no. Like, she really liked the work that I do and wanted to support me. And that's an amazing feeling and a big responsibility going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. My goodness.
And when I had a new book come out, she would not take it for free. She was like, no, I paid you to write these. I didn't pay you for the book. And
wow, that's awesome.
Made me take the money for the book. And like, that can happen at any level. Like I said, like, I'm not huge. Like, I'm not a big name anything. You know, that's not a thing.
Well,
but
you know,
it's one of those things that it can happen, and it's a moving experience to have.
For sure. I've met some really cool people doing cons.
Yep.
One anyway. Even if it was somebody that's kind of well known, or actually there's a science fiction writer that recently passed away, and he used to come, and his name was Ben Bova.
I love Ben Bova. I grew up reading Ben Bova.
He was a regular for Necronomicon Tampa, and
awesome.
I was like, the more I think about the name, I think, well, I'm not sure if I met him. It's possible. I was trying to remember, but I definitely remember seeing his name in the program. So, and he would be a panelist. And I think he was a guest of honor a few times. But anyway.
I mean, I will say that
he just passed away a few days ago or something.
Once all of this is over and we can start going out again, whatever genre you work in, find local conventions around you, preferably fan-run conventions. Those are actually the ones that you're going to be most likely to run into writers.
Right. And that's what this is, Necro is.
And if it's put on by Creation Industries, avoid it like the plague. They will nickel and dime you for everything, and they're not worth going to.
I believe it.
Like, they will charge you to go into the dealer's room. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there's the last Creation Con I went to, there was a $15 charge to go into the dealer's room per person. And then it was basically like parking at some places. Like, they would validate your ticket. Like, when you came back out, you'd have to show them your receipt. And if you spent more than a certain amount, they would refund your money. But like, the line was always so big to get a refund. Most people skipped it.
I believe it. Oh my God. That's insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to conventions before. I mean, if I think about it, I've been to conventions off and on since I was a teenager. And no, I've never seen that. But then that was then.
But they're all about the money. I mean, they charge for everything. They charge to go in to see panels. They charge for everything. Like, there's a charge to just be there, and then they charge for everything that happens at the convention.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Well, on that note, which is not a good note, but on that note,
well, it's an important thing to know. It's kind of like knowing that Comic-Con is actually a trademark owned by one company, but they don't run any conventions. So if you see something Comic-Con, that just means that they have licensed the right to use the name. So
Right.
like San Diego Comic-Con has nothing to do with New York Comic-Con. Those are two separate companies that have licensed the name. And
Okay.
Oakland Comic-Con is
Yeah,
really good. I actually recommend it if you're in California. It's a really good convention, but avoid Metropolis Comic-Con like the plague. They don't know what they're doing.
I heard a really good one. What's the name of that one in Massachusetts? Arcadia or something along those lines.
There's one up there called, I think it's called Arcadia or something like that.
I just recently heard about it. A friend of mine who's an editor was telling me about it. Yeah, that sounds right. It was in Boston. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, I was like, and she, you know, gave me the link and whatever. And I said, hey, that sounds so much like mine. Down here in Florida, just small fan run, lots of authors, and well, ours is nonprofit too, which is awesome.
Most of them are. Most of them have a one or more charity that.
I was just gonna say, and they raise money for charity as well. So I think
that goes all the way back to when the Futurians first started the earliest sci-fi cons in the 1920s. Like that's always been a really big part of sci-fi fandom is
even back then.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I was not quite aware of that.
I'm rather obsessed with fanish culture and like where fandom came from, how we got to be where we are. And
sorry, my phone.
I don't know if the episodes are still up, but I actually did a series about 7 years ago on the podcast where we started at the first World Science Fiction Convention in New York and kind of followed fandom forwards. That would have been in 1925, I think, was the first. It's in the 1920s, and followed sci-fi fandom as it proceeded and all the different aspects of it over time. It was a really fun thing to do, and might be a fun thing to do again because that was a long time ago, and I think that's in the dark ages when the server went down and all the episodes were lost. So I don't know that those episodes are even still there. And I still have all my notes. So
Charlie, you just did on my end, you just did one of those things where it sounded like you were talking
oh no
3 times the speed and then you caught up. Yeah. At least you know, I don't know. It's better now.
It's a nice thing about having a good speed checker back here. Maybe. There we go. I was checking my internet real quick.
Yeah, and I was actually starting to send a quick message to Nikki.
Yeah, my jitter is pretty high, so that's probably a thing that happened, but it doesn't look like I have any packet loss. No packet loss. Yay! I get really nervous because my internet's been crap lately. I think they're trying to get us to go up to the next tier on internet. Because there's one tier above what we have, and I think they're like hoping if they treat us badly, we'll upgrade. At least that's what it feels like.
So, question is, when do we want to do another sprint? Whenever we're finished with what we're doing.
I've got
My brain's in like 3 places. Sorry.
I've got a video to edit, so whenever you're ready.
Okay, I just wanted to send something. There we go. Okay. Went ahead and did that. Finished up what I was doing. Okay.
Alrighty. So do you want to do 20 or 25 this time?
Well, how about 25?
Alrighty. I like the way you think, lady. There we go. Maybe this one won't like go zoom, 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 and I'll actually get something done. That would be nice. So did you want me to count us in again?
Oh, if you'd like to.
Alrighty. Make sure that even if it's really crappy tea that you're kind of regretting having made, that you're drinking something and hydrating, but it will be gone soon and I will have a nice tea. I swear it will happen. Make sure that you're saving your work. Please save. Google was down this morning again. And yesterday. So please save your work. Back up your work. One of the YouTube channels I follow actually got a notification from them saying that their channel had been deleted, and it hadn't been. It was just the system going crazy.
Whoa.
So be very, just back up. Just back up everything. Just do it. Yeah. It's good. Make sure that you're doing your posture checks, doing your stretches. If you haven't gotten up and moved around for a while, maybe do that at the beginning of the sprint. We are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. I said go. There we go. See you in 25.
Awesome.
Beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep. That's enough to wake the dead. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. Like, I'm almost done editing the video, and I'm like into the outro bits, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this done before the thing goes off. Beep! Like all the beeps. All the
What?
beeps would happen.
Okay.
I see the cat's back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Remember that thing that Caitlin said was not coming? We thought was not coming? My mug has arrived.
It's there! Yay!
I'm covering up one of the words because it's the B word. So I covered the word up.
Well, thanks.
It's B word better have my bells. It's Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
Oh my gosh.
I want to switch so bad.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I did a few things. I ate the last cornbread muffin that I made on Sunday, Charlie.
I love
They're all
cornbread.
gone, man.
Is it the
Yeah,
recipe that I gave you?
Fallen in love with cornbread. Yeah.
It's so good. It is so
They're
good.
really moist and they keep so well.
Yep.
I mean, granted, it was only a couple of days ago, but still.
And they're really good as muffins.
Not
'cause
dry
the
at
edges-
all, folks.
The edges are like the best part of the
and add a piece of
cornbread.
cake.
You put them in the muffin tin. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
that's exactly what I did. I made muffins this time. And I ate most of a piece of cake. Also, I looked at my card a bit and, well, I wrote words. Because I convinced myself to sign up for Orla Hart's short fiction thing. Yeah, I did.
Anthology.
I did. So I wrote, let me think.
Yeah, I'm really nervous about that. I have 3 ideas. And I don't know which one I want to do.
Write all 3 and then pick the best.
I'm probably going to end up doing that.
But that's the kind of person I am.
Well, one if I write it, like
70 words.
one, I'm definitely
ahead.
going to write next time I get into a dark place because, yeah, it will be very cathartic.
You know what I did? I don't think this was what, wow, I can talk. I don't think this was a dream. I think it was a daydream I had a couple nights ago, before I fell asleep. And it was kind of creepy and kind of unnatural.
That's awesome.
But only slightly so. And well, yeah, I keep thinking about it. It keeps swimming about in my head. So yeah.
I
just
do
wrote some
wish
words.
Jason's suggestion was one, because I had the perfect idea for obey, which I might just write anyway. But yeah, I have a couple different ideas, and the thing is, one of them would technically not be genre fiction, which is very off-brand, but
Mm-hmm. Right.
probably gonna write it.
Why not?
So I am very excited about the new anthology, because the last one was so much fun, both to do and then to just put on in the background and listen to everybody's stories. Like, I love, because that was the initial idea, was to have the playlist, and that playlist was such a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's what I never did at the end of October. I never listened to those.
There's a bunch of them. And
Yeah, I never listened to those.
I have to say, I
Do
don't think
that
there were
too,
any that I
though.
didn't
Kat.
like.
No worries.
Like there were some that I really loved, you know, more than others, but I don't think any of them were bad, which is kind of amazing with an open call. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not feel the desire to skip any of them, which, considering how capricious I am, is saying a lot for the people who submitted last time. I'm an old school channel flipper. Like, nope, bored. The fact that I never felt that is kind of a testament to the
saying
call. That's
for
really
sure. Cool. For sure.
So yeah, I listened to my weird Buddhist sermon, and it's not as bad as I thought it was because the video is a lot shorter than I thought it was. Because I felt like I went on and on and on, and apparently I had a weird daydream in the middle where I went on and on and on in my head. Because at one point, like in the middle of talking, I just do this and like sit there for like a minute, just staring off into the distance.
Good idea.
So apparently in my head, I said a lot more than actually came out my mouth. Which is a good thing, because I usually have to cut like 5 to 7 minute tangents out of the videos I make.
I'm pretty sure my dad, like I've been talking like about something to my dad, and then suddenly I'm just like, and then I pick right up the sentence where I was. Like I had a completely different like, okay, and then
especially doing Vlogmas, I've noticed that happening a lot while editing video. And I wonder how much it happens in my regular day-to-day life, and I have no idea that I'm doing it.
Oh,
it
you'll
makes
be
me
glad
nervous.
to eat more food.
Well.
I had pizza.
Ooh.
So I've now eaten technically 3 times because the egg sandwich, the toast, and the pizza.
Okay, I feel better.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Well, no, we were having a oops, we accidentally forgot to eat thing today because I had my miso for breakfast, which if anybody doesn't know, that's just soy paste in hot water, stirred into hot water. It's really yummy. I love it. And it's actually quite a filling breakfast. But it's not, I had no solid food all day before we had our like, nope, we need to go eat thing earlier.
Well, you ate during my stream, and then I ate after.
Yep. I had turkey sandwiches because the hubby thought he bought ham, but it turned out to be turkey.
Right. Actually, I made a turkey soup today with leftover turkey from around Thanksgiving because we had it. So we made it. And CB went to bed and Sid came in. So hello, Sid.
The amazing Sid Sapak.
Mm-hmm. Well, hope you have some fun doing outlining.
Yeah, and let us know what you think about Plot Factory. I've looked at it a couple times.
Heard of it.
But I've never used it. So I'm really curious how it do. Do it work good? Do you like it? Are you just trying it out? Is it what you always use? Tell me everything.
Oh, listen, water. I'm opening some water and it's like, holy cow, that is on tight. Some lids are on super tight. So Pardon me.
But I will say, if you have a Macintosh, do not ever buy software
Hydrating.
from Wright Brothers. Because I gave them
From
money
where?
from Wright Brothers. I bought software from them 2.5 years ago, and it broke, and they've been promising an update to the software ever since. They would not refund my money. They are promising that they're going to release a new version of the software that I bought, and I will get a free copy, and I will change my tune if that actually happens. But they took a lot of money for nothing for 2 years. That's not how you do business. No, that's bad. I don't like it.
Not nice.
Which is upsetting because I bought a lot of software from them for years and I really liked it and I found it very helpful. And then this happened.
Not very nice.
I'll be right back. There's a dog like really crying outside my door wanting to come into the office, and I'm going to make her stop crying.
Okay.
Here we go. Now I also have YouTube open.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to talk about this little story idea.
Hi, cutie. Are you going to say hi to the peoples?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hi to the peoples. Yeah.
Dog.
Did you just wake up from your nap and realize you were alone in the living room?
Oh, that's not fun.
Well, I invited her back here, and she huffed at me and lay down on the couch. I was like, I'm just going to sleep here. And I was like, okay, but I'm going to be going. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You need your huggies.
A lot of dogs love hugs. Yep.
How so my parents' dog hugs like this.
Too. I just can't put her in my lap.
Willow hugs like this, and she will also, if she wants a hug, like not to wrap her arms around you, she will actually just go right between your legs and stay there.
Oh.
Like you will be standing and she'll be like right here.
Oh my goodness.
And you'll be like, dog, I'm not that.
Turn my volume down just a little bit here.
Yeah, she's a hugger pup.
Cute.
Last night she got all the spoilage because it got down to like 19 degrees and our house is really not well insulated. So it got kind of cold in here. And she got up on my lap and I had a spare blanket sitting beside me in the chair and I just picked it up and put it over top of her. And the hubby was looking through the room and stopped and went, so there's one blanket for you and one blanket for the tiny little dog. I was like, yeah. I was like, you're spoiling the crap out of her. I was like, yeah. Your point?
I have been known to, at my dad's house, have me in a blanket, have a blanket on the dog, and then the cat came out and was like, oh, here, I have an even smaller blanket. Here you go. And then Willow actually has her own blankets. They are her blankets. You are not allowed to use them.
Oh.
She has literally grabbed the blankets before, like at the edge of it, and went, nope, and taken them away from people because they are her blankets.
See, we have two, they're technically slankets, but nobody knows what I'm talking about when I call them that. Because I don't know, the other name brand got more market saturation, even the Snuggies, even though Snuggies are horrible and thin and nasty. But we've had them since she was a puppers, and she goes crazy when we get them out because like we got her in fall, winter. So we had them out and she's like, oh, the blankets are back. And she's like all excited and like runs and jumps and gets up on you and like rolls around on them. She's like, they're back.
And she remembers.
It's so cute. Because
that's awesome.
She's a lovey pup. And Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about you. She's giving me the look now, like, you're not trying to take a picture, are you?
Well, you already got on camera.
Oh.
So.
Hi, Lizzie.
Hey, Lizzie.
How are you? I just had my last bite of cake, so pardon me.
Oh, cake. Actually, I want to make cookies.
Ice cake.
We went to make cookies, but I don't know if I'm going to do it.
What kind of cookies?
I will be making cookies very soon.
I have so many cookies I want to make. Like, I have not made cookies in a while. Like, we have the snickerdoodle recipe that I absolutely love, and I would like to make those. I would like to make some chocolate chip cookies, and I'd like to make some peanut butter cookies. And it's Christmas, so I need to have some Russian tea cookies because that's what Christmas tastes like. And some 7p.m. cookies.
I like making these cookies that are like can be used for either circles or for simple cookie cutters. And they're spicy and they're yummy and they have oatmeal in them. So you have all the qualities of all the things. They're really good.
I should make peanut butter chocolate chip cookies before I go up north. Or make them at my mom's house and then they'll be fresh for when I go to my dad's house. They're my dad's favorite cookie. And mine. Oh no.
Well, I'm sorry you're stressing out, Lizzie.
When I get stressed, I put on one topic at a time and just listen to him laugh. Like, I honestly don't even care what the topic is that he's talking about, because even they're usually like really funny and very wholesome, unless the click's on with him, because the click is just cursed. But he makes me happy. So maybe try something like that. Find something that just like calms you down that you could do.
Distract yourself for a while. Yeah.
Because the best,
I agree with that. Or if there's a favorite movie you like, or
yes, movies work really well.
Favorite music.
Are you a musical person like I am? Is there a song that you can just belt out unashamedly that will make you feel better? I will let you know, like, there are times when I'm just really feeling bad and sing Gaston's song from Beauty and the Beast at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
I find it funny. Or Bicycle by Queen. I sing Bicycle by Queen way too much.
It was in a darn commercial.
I think I have to find a new album to listen to make me happy, because the one I normally would listen to, it now makes me cry.
Well, see, I would recommend albums, but the things that make me happy, apparently people think that like I'm going to like hurt myself when they hear them, because like I like really dark music. It makes me happy. So I would be like, you should listen to Ashes by Christian Death. That album always makes me feel better. And then I'm like, oh yeah, maybe not that one.
Maybe not that one.
I see how that could be bad for other people, but I love it.
Mine has been Grease and Grease 2.
Matters.
But my aunt,
Grease and Grease 2.
was the one who got me into those movies and into those soundtracks, and now they just make me cry.
Man, that's my childhood right there.
The Hairspray soundtrack, any of them, always good. Always good. Like, especially the movie one, because
very peppy music.
The Queen Latifah tracks on the movie one are just like,
so I bet.
Hairspray.
She has a great voice. She can do pretty much anything. I thought she was excellent in Chicago. In the movie version.
Love Chicago.
She was great.
If you can get through Origin of
Love
without
Mama Martin.
Great soundtrack.
What did you say?
Said if you can get through Origin of Love without crying, Hedwig is a great soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I know of it. I know about it. I basically know what it's about, but I have not heard music. I've heard you say, and I've heard at least one other person say it's really good.
that movie is my heart and my soul. And like, if you want to know me better, watch that movie. Like when we got married, we asked a friend of ours to perform that song, and he was like, "It's not quite in like my vocal range." So when it came time for the music to start, he just held up his phone to plugged his phone into the sound system and played it.
Oh,
And we and our friends like all held hands in a circle and sang the song together.
oh, that's cool.
And that song is like my life. And the movie, the musical, the soundtrack, like all of it. If you want to know more about me, just watch Hedwig. I am Johnny Knows This. And when you watch the whole movie, you'll understand that. But you got to watch it all the way to the end, or that really doesn't make sense. You get like halfway through, you'll be like, oh, "You're what?" I'm like, no, you have to get all the way to the end. And probably like half the people that watch the movie, I'll have to explain the end to you. But I am Johnny Knows This.
So let's see.
Oh, have you tried the soundtrack to Where the World Mine? Those songs are really, really catchy. 2 of them are in French, though.
I think weirdly enough, my new happy album is 6, the Broadway musical. Let's bash King Henry. Let's go.
There are worse Broadway
As I remember, 6 got lots of awards, but then didn't they make a movie out of it?
I think they're going to. I think I heard
they're probably going to.
Or they were going to.
I think with the success of the Hamilton movie, we're going to see a lot more of that. And I am here for it. Like, I am. Give me the original cast doing an amazing performance.
Show was on Broadway. PBS used to have lots of recorded shows, and then also HBO did it for a little while back, a long time ago.
Yep, I remember
that. Because I used to watch Sweeney Todd that way, a long time ago.
Remember when A&E was actually just nothing but musicals and operas and symphonies and stage plays?
Yes.
When it was actually the Arts and Entertainment Channel.
Arts and Entertainment. It was called Arts and Entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. It was all about good performances,
about music,
and I think they even showed the mystery show, possibly. From PBS. I used to love watching that.
I remember dialing into Dial MTV when I was a kid. Before they started.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, and that was the guy with that was hosted by, oh my God, I don't remember anymore. But the guy
Martha hosted it for a long time.
Right?
Adam Curry.
Yeah, that's
originally.
Right. Martha, what's her name?
Adam Curry, I think, was the original.
Oh, that name sounds really familiar.
I used to work for Adam Curry.
But I remember hearing about it, and then I remembered coming home from something because I wanted to watch that first day of MTV. That's how old I am.
Oh, I remember when MTV. Yeah, I remember.
Let's see, when was that? 82?
Something like that. Sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that. I was, it was in the summer, as I remember. So I was 11, almost 12.
Then there was Julie Brown and Accidentally Racist Julie Brown.
Yeah.
Because they put the wrong Chiron up for the first person, and she just kept the name Julie Brown, and the real Julie Brown changed her name to Downtown Julie Brown because she was black.
Right. Yeah.
That wasn't sketchy at all.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Old MTV
Martha.
was
What
a
was
trip,
it?
man.
It was weird, and it was like, do you remember that fish heads thing?
Yes.
That was weird, but my younger brother used to laugh his head off at that.
Oh man.
Oh my god, now I'm having flashbacks.
I'm so mad at YouTube because I love YouTube music so much, and it's been busted for a while now because it's so much fun to just have your own like private MTV that's nothing but music videos, but stuff that you like. And why won't you work?
Yeah. I haven't been trying it, so I to try that tomorrow just to see if it'll work. Well, what I might do though is, let's see, when should I finish it up? At 9:30? We did start approximately 7:30.
We're almost to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm, as much fun as this is to talk about, are you okay, Kat? What is that?
It's one of those days. It's one of those weeks.
Yes, it's definitely one of those weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I needed a nap earlier today.
I mean, it is also exam week for me, so
I didn't do very much earlier. That's probably why I wrote words at night. But this idea has been germinating for the last couple of days. So, well, Lizzie, I hope you're feeling a little bit better if you're still here.
I hope we provided at least a little bit of a distraction.
Mm-hmm. You know, however, you never know until you try, and just keep going. Keep plugging away. Believe me, I'm doing the same thing.
Because I have to say, writing.
There's also a lot of YA fantasy these days.
Well, I don't even think that matters, because if you write your fiction, like,
yeah, right.
That's the one thing I wish somebody could go back in a time machine and tell, like, 16-year-old me when I first started writing. Write your stories. Don't care about anybody else. Write your stories. It doesn't matter how weird they are, how strange they are, how much you think how well do you think they'll sell. Write your stories.
Agreed.
Because that's what people care about. There's so much fiction out there, and so much of it is so cookie cutter and boring because you read that story 1,000 times, because they didn't do anything to make it interesting. They didn't do anything to make it their own.
Yeah, which is
they're just out there to make a buck.
I will gladly read thousands of like a trope or a type of story, but I will nope out of it if it's literally if it's like the same thing I just read.
Yep.
Because they're like, I can read, like, it can be the same story, but has to be somewhat unique to that writer.
Yeah. And it's honestly getting worse because we have an Audible account, and if you pay for Audible, they actually have basically something like Kindle Unlimited, but for audiobooks now. So you get unlimited listens to as many audiobooks as you want. And I have like stopped listening to so many books because I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Oh, you're that book. And it's like the same book over and over and over again because they were in it for the fast buck. Oh, that's a hot genre. Let's just jump into it. So, like, it can be hard. It can be really troubling. Sometimes it can feel almost like, I will tell you this right now. I have written a total of, I believe when Abigail asked me, and I actually did a count, 36 books in my life. And at some point during all of them, I'm like, I'm a terrible writer. I'm quitting. I'm never doing this again. I'm not even going to finish this. This is terrible. Why did I even start? Like that is a part of the process. I wish it wasn't. I would love to like get to the end of a book and be like, I did a thing, like without having that moment of crippling self-doubt appear in the middle of the process. But so far, I have yet to get there. And so just expect it.
Yep. Everybody has self-doubt. All authors. If you don't have self-doubt, then I don't know.
There's no way for you to grow.
Stephen King threw character away. Like that, that was it, like in a moment of self-doubt, he literally threw the manuscript away. His wife took it out of the trash and hid it in the house because she knew that he would eventually regret it. But he threw the typed manuscript away. And that was the book that got him started. Like that was his first major published work, like he got, and like, I think I talk so much about Stephen King. People think I idolize him. I'm just like, he's like the biggest author in the world. Like it's hard to express how many books Stephen King sells. And yet he's not different from us. Like he gets up, he does the grind, he has crippling self-doubt.
He must also be in a lot of pain from his car accident too. I mean, he almost died.
He actually talks about that quite a
bit. Say that again.
He actually talks about that quite a bit.
I remember in his book on writing, he talked about all of the above. And
And I use him as an example because he's somebody that's really easy to put up on a pedestal because he's published so many books and so many TV shows and so many movies. And, like he's done it all. Like he's got out 3 rock albums with his band.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe, he plays bass in a band.
He plays bass, that's right, with Dave Barry and a bunch of other people. Amy Tan was in it at one point.
Yep. I'm just saying, it's easy to put somebody like him up on a pedestal, but no, he has all this is just the process, crippling. I hate to say it, but I almost feel like if you don't have crippling self-doubt, are you really a writer? Like, if you are, tell us how you did that. We all need to get to there.
How did you get that confidence?
Yes, please.
It's not just the stereotype; it's a thing.
Yes, because I've met a lot of authors at conventions, from really big writers to mid-listers all the way down, and all of them talk about that. Like it is a consistent.
Yeah.
It is consistent between that and the imposter syndrome. Like that's something that I think all of us have in common in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. When you are a creative person, it just tends to just be there.
Yep.
But You know, as long as you keep working, keep plugging away, you know, eventually it'll get better. Eventually.
And I will say, like, it gets better, like, and not like in that, like, it necessarily completely goes away, but it's almost like, oh, there you are. You know, it's like, it just becomes like that friend that shows up and like, oh, hello, self-doubt. I wondered where you were. It's been a while. Would you like to have some tea, coffee, maybe some scotch? And that's something one of my teachers taught me, and it's always stuck with me. Like, even your negative emotions, just befriend them because they're a part of you.
Right.
Because, you know, being down on them is really being down on you because they're a part of who you are. So I'm not saying to wallow in it, not to like celebrate, oh, look at me, I'm a tortured artist. You know, but
This looks like 2 people wrote this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
it looks like 2 people wrote this.
Yes. But it was just me. It's just like my printing versus my
You cursive.
Yeah, my like half cursive, half print is different. And then my cursive looks like a third person.
It's like when I'm finding like all these journals, like I found no, so is it this one? What is this? Yeah, it's this one. I found a story idea that I wrote up in 2002 that I never wrote today. I have a whole idea in here, and it's like all laid out. Like, there's a lot. So I'm going to be reading through that because that might turn into something. Who knows? But it's kind of shocking looking at it because it's like, oh, that's my handwriting.
Don't remember that.
Oh, I have no memory of the story whatsoever. I don't even remember getting that notebook. But then again, I mean, that was what, 18 years ago? So I would have started work on that when I still lived in California.
So looks like I'm having I have an unstable internet connection apparently. Should we go ahead and do our outros because
sure.
Yeah, I'm having another internet glitch. So maybe we should just wrap it up.
Alrighty. If that's what you want to do. You want me to go ahead and do mine? All right, I'm going to take that as a yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie. I have a channel on YouTube with that name, and like all the things are changing because it's that time of year where I go through all the projects that I'm working on and figure out what I want to continue and what's dead to me.
Wow.
I really
Charlie sounds like a robot to me.
Not to me.
And I really like what I'm doing on YouTube, so I'm going to be doing more. I'm doing Vlogmas, trying to figure out what kinds of videos I want to be making going forward, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So definitely, oops. I feel like I did something. I feel like the naughty kid, like, what did I do?
Keep going.
So if you want to see like all the crazy videos that I've been doing, I've been putting out one video a day, and I'm just about to post the next one. So yay. I can't believe that's 15 in a row. This feels like this really feels impossible in so many ways. But yeah, I'm about to do that. I stream on Wednesdays and Fridays on my channel starting at 5 o'clock Eastern. Sorry for the delay there. Have to do math in my own head because time zones. And yeah, I'm also doing kind of music things again, which is very exciting, and putting together the seasons for the podcast going forward into next year. So I'm excited. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, make sure to get it on the list. Let's start closing.
I am Kat. I'm working on writing things. Currently school things. I do Twitch at NaNoWriMo, where you can watch me do productivity streams where I've started to share my document on screen, which has been my school documents. And I'm actually really enjoying that because then people can be like, type of thing, and then I can just talk the whole time, which is actually how I work better. And then I'm also doing Stardew Valley, Sims, and probably other things will be appearing up there as well that I will stream. And I attempt to do YouTube videos, but you know, YouTube doesn't like me anyway. So,
I feel that.
That's me.
Hashtag save the cat.
So that did sound quite a bit broken up on my end, but I hopefully everything worked out okay for anybody listening and or watching. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and let's see, I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, currently here on YouTube from 7 o'clock to approximately 9, or maybe a little bit later. Maybe I might go over, depending on issues. And let's see. So apparently, I'm working on my submission for Orla Hart's anthology. You know, see how it goes, but you know, so far I have an idea that I'm working on. I'm gonna continue working on my book.
Oh no.
Not in the middle of a sentence.
Evil internet, give us our Heather back.
Give it back.
Don't make me get my anti-gremlin bell. It's loud and people don't like it. It's also in the other room because I didn't bring it back here.
Give her back.
Give us back our Heather.
Give Heather back.
I will say, for anybody who is looking for a stream after this, I don't know how long she's going to be streaming for, but Tessa Dean is currently streaming with Megan McCarthy on her channel, on Tessa's channel right now.
And Sage will be starting soon. Top of the hour.
And I'm looking forward to that. I'm kind of glad that the hubby's not home yet because I like catching Sage, because with Sage being in South Africa,
anyway,
really hard.
So sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you to everybody who came and who may watch on the replay. And on that note, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.